Scissors is brought to you by Wendy's. Here's Josh McCouga.
All right, fan-controlled football game 3. Kickoff weekend, season 2. There are no coin tosses, only rock, paper, scissors. Ladarius Galloway, Danny Southwick. It's rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Here we go. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Danny Southwick, winner, taping it, keeping it. Let's go, fan-controlled football, let's go!
I think that was our second win for Scissors today, so I don't know if we're going to see any patterns there. Maybe it's the one element, Degon, we're not tracking right now.
Well, I was about to say, we should get a vote up. Are you a rock, paper, scissors kind of person at home? But looks like Scissors gets the second win. We always go the same way, so it's not asking if you want, what side do you want to defend. We always go from left to right on your screen, so it's whether you want the ball in the first half or the second half.
You never start off with rock. I mean, you never start off with paper unless you know they're going to throw a rock.
I feel like this is just your decoy strategy, Ryan, where you tell us one thing, and then when the money's on the line, you come with something else.
So, like, if I know you're going to throw a rock, I throw paper.
Here's a look at our starters. Should have been stars. They're going to throw Slade Jarman. He was the man-up winner at the quarterback position from Wednesday. So no Johnny Manziel. Danny Southwick, the veteran, gets the start at quarterback for the Zappers. And you see Terrell Owens, a couple of guys 40 and above that can still get the job done.
Yeah, both of them. They have had established careers, that we could say, but they're not going to be missing anything here as we get our first play underway.
And Zappers will start on offense. So here's Southwick looking to throw right away. How long before he looks T.O.'s way? Well, that was sort of the direction, but bounced off of a luxury suite. This will be interesting here, the way the fans go, because I have the sense the fans want receptions for Terrell Owens. So how heavy is the pass call going to go in that direction?
As a fan, I haven't seen Terrell Owens play football in about 15 years. I'm going to make sure that I see him catch a few balls. So I wouldn't be surprised if the fans have a few plays dialed up for Terrell Owens, and if they don't see things going their way, then they might go back to original plans.
Terrell Owens, 48 years old, NFL Hall of Famer, already into the Hall of Fame. You know his career with the 49ers, the Eagles, the Cowboys, and then finished up in the NFL with the Bills and Bengals. And he's been adamant he hasn't necessarily retired, just waiting for that next opportunity. He has it here in fan-controlled football. And there's a look at what the play call is by you, the fans, the Crypto Connect. Here's Southwick now, ready to throw, firing downfield, and again, a missed connection there. So a couple of looks downfield in the direction of Owens, the timing just not right just yet.
Yeah, not quite yet. Again, T.O. also getting here a little bit earlier this week. We got to see a big transition video of him coming out the car with the pads on, setting on up, and everyone just kind of stopped practice, looked over, and was like, the living legend's here. So we'll wait to see how things warm up here with Southwick. Southwick more an older quarterback, pocket passer, and he'll take a little bit to get going. But once he gets going, one of our more accurate throwers in the league.
Our officials in this one, Trennis Livingston, 2 Willingham, Alan Skinner, and Keith Cooley. Trennis, the referee, as we're now quickly facing a 3rd and 10. Remember, in fan control football, the clock runs in each of these halves until you get to 1 minute remaining. So it can move fairly quickly.
D-Gon, you can't catch the ball in the sweep.
We're trying to see how high he can jump.
So here's a 3rd and 10 now for Southwick. Again looking and almost intercepted. So 3 straight looks at Terrell Owens. That last one almost picked off. Let's welcome in the 4th member of our team. Here's Liv Moods.
Super exciting for game 3 here. It's a sellout, lots of fans in here. A lot of people excited, obviously, about Terrell Owens. I think a lot of people also disappointed about Manziel. But I am actually really excited to watch the chemistry between Southwick and Owens in this game. Rumor has it they've been building a lot of chemistry off the field. I don't know if it's the fact that they can relate in age or the fact that guys at their age aren't typically playing the game still. They've got a passion for it. They love the game, and they're building a lot of chemistry with each other off the field. So excited to see what that does for them on the field. Exciting game. Let's get back to it.
Thanks, Liv. And so the chemistry's there off the field. Now we just need to see it in this collaboration on the field. A couple of throws, they're just off the mark, but you can imagine there's nerves, there's timing, there's a lot to play into this.
When it's a live game, a live series, it's a little bit different than when you're in a rehearsal. Last week was a rehearsal, and you don't have thousands of fans watching you right now, and you have one of the greatest receivers running routes for you. So I think Southwick's just going to have to slow down a little bit.
Here's 4th and 10. Southwick again looking to throw. Stepping up, comes near side. That's complete. It's there to Tyus Boykin. He was the top receiver in the man-up competition on Wednesday. And so not what you'd expect for the first catch, but it's there.
Yeah, it's there. You could feel the sigh of relief by everyone in the stadium. But now you have the opportunity to call the plays here with power-ups as well. There's going to be an opportunity earlier possibly for our progressive 5th down, but not the case here, Greg.
Yeah, and each team gets one of these. So power play, what you might expect, 7-on-6, one defender has to leave. When he's flipped the field, it's the FCF version of the punt. You're in bad field position, give it to the other guy. And then, of course, the progressive 5th down, as you might imagine, running into trouble on 4th down, extend the drive, go progressive 5th down, added bonus if you activate that power up inside the 10-yard line, aka the progressive blue zone. You get the ball half the distance to the goal. 15:49 to go, first half. Scoreless, should have been Stars and the Zappers. This is the first day of season 2.0, fan-controlled football. And that is number 81, the Hall of Famer, Terrell Owens, in the lineup for the Zappers. Here's a handoff, the run, and that's Shuncy Thomas up to the 15, then wrestled down.
Shuncy does a good job of just getting downhill immediately. Right here, if you look, you see him go right downhill and make sure that he gets about 7 yards, runs through the tackle, and just falls forward.
And I think this is needed for this Zapper squad because we've said Southwick, 40 years old, not the most mobile. This line that that's playing here for the Should Have Been Stars, the Hitman line, Mo Green, Justin Foster, we called those names out over and over again in the preseason because they were getting after the quarterback. So establish a run game, give them something to fear so that they stay at home a little bit. Southwick has a little bit more time, and he can make more accurate passes.
And if you're just tuning in and you're wondering where's Johnny Manziel, yes, he was franchise tagged this past Wednesday by the Zappers, but official word arrives to camp late. Didn't feel ready to go this evening, so looking forward to seeing him later on this season as Sex Panther is the play that has come in, a popular holdover from a year ago. And it's what the Zappers will work with on 2nd and 3. Little play action, Southwick in trouble, steps up to the 10, keeps it moving, and he's out of play inside the 10-yard line. A first down carry for Danny Southwick.
Danny Southwick right there reminds me a little bit of a guy that I know named Tom. He does a good job of sitting in the pocket, reading the field, sees nobody is there, gets the yards that he can get and gets out of bounds. You see he has vision, just gets out of bounds to make sure that Burke doesn't hit him too hard. Bush doesn't hit him too hard.
Replay there courtesy of Great Clips. That sets up the 1st and goal on the 8 inside the progressive blue zone. And again, we told you if you turn to your progressive 5th down in this area, added advantage and move the ball half the distance to the goal line. But right now, Zappers in good shape on 1st and goal.
Yeah, you guys at home voting for computer blue. So you're looking for something here because the field is a little bit shorter at 6 yards. So you only got 16 yards to work with, the end zone being 10 yards in the back. So we'll see how you guys do with your votes. Remember, continue to vote to get the plays in for offense.
The Zappers looking for the first score in this one. Southwick fade to the corner, and T.O. diving for that one, couldn't come up with it. They've targeted him now 4 times to no avail, but rest assured they'll keep going back to that well.
I will continue to keep going to the well. T.O. does a good job of setting up the fade. Southwick just feels the pressure on him, and you see he throws it off his back foot, and when you're throwing it off your back foot, it's hard to put the ball exactly where you want to put it.
Couple plays here. That fade will be there all day as we take a look at what y'all are voting on at home. You always get 2 run plays and 4 pass plays. This time y'all going with Tony Disco. T.O. on the in route. That might be the play for the touchdown for him.
8th play of the drive coming up here. Started off slow, then Zappers got things rolling, converting on a 4th down. They're now staring at 2nd and goal from the 6. Fans in the stands here for the first time at the FCF. A nice change in season 2.0. Southwick to throw, looking to the end zone, almost intercepted. A close call. Julian Charles almost had that one going the other way.
Julian Charles has been doing a good job this whole game of guarding Terrell Owens. I understand that the quarterback is a little bit off, but you see he jumps the route, and all he has to do is catch the ball right here. You see the fans. They're really excited about how everything's going, but Charles does a good job jumping the route and making sure that Owens couldn't even complete it, and he almost took it the other way.
So now a 3rd and goal from the 6. And this is tough, too, for the Zappers offense because if the targets continue to focus on Terrell Owens, right, the defense can start to key in on that a bit.
Yeah, and you guys at home have realized it. A lot of you saying, hey, let's just run the ball. You going with this one. Jesse's whirl to the right side. We'll keep an eye on how Chauncey takes this one.
So here it is, 3rd and goal from the 6. Southwick under center, and they do call for the run, churning up the near side. That was Chauncey Thomas, and so he'll pick up a couple.
You can see the motion there that Danny does to see if it's in zone or if it's in man, and that's something that you all at home get the benefit of calling the play, and then they're like, all right, how do we best execute this play? Let's shift it to the short side, see if we can get some yardage now that we see they're in zone coverage.
Cole, Bush, and Hall all do a good job of just getting their opposite hand free. And when your opposite hand is free, that's allowing the linebackers to be free to be able to make the tackle. So when I'm talking about opposite hand free, that means one hand on the offensive player, and then you have the other hand free, so you're able to make a tackle, and that's what they did right there, so that Chauncey couldn't do anything and get into the touchdown.
3-yard pickup there for Thomas, getting the bulk of the carries here on this drive. Now 11 yards on the ground as we're looking at a 4th and goal from the 3, so we might see that progressive 5th down sooner than we think. Let's see what the Zappers can accomplish on this 4th down. That's Boykin in motion here. Southwick to Thomas, up the gut, and he's in. Touchdown is there for the Zappers. So it wasn't the Terrell Owens connect you thought we'd see early on. It accomplishes the job just the same.
Yeah, it definitely does. You all at home saw a couple of the early throws that the young man Danny Southwick had, then shifted to the run to open up the pass, and then eventually you punch it in on the ground. Good calls at home when you guys found the ground game.
They'll do a good job right here. Wall sets up a wall, and then Chauncey Thomas just does a good job of staying low. Low man wins. He just stays low, drives through, and makes sure he gets to the end zone.
And now, we told you in the FCF, there's no kicking, so there's no traditional point after. We do the man up. Receiver against defender, and it will beat Terrell Owens for the Zappers, and he and Southwick will try and connect here for 2 points. 2 points from the 5-yard line, 1 from the 10.
And it's that man again, Julian Charles. He's the one that's been tasked with covering the legend out there. He's going to continue to do it here on an island.
Zappers taking a ton of time off the clock, almost 10 minutes on this opening drive. Here's Southwick looking for Owens, throws, and it's hauled in and then stripped at the last second. Charles coming back to rip that one away from Owens.
Juju, hey, he's stepping up today. He understands that he's going against a Hall of Fame type of guy, Hall of Fame talent, and he's doing his job. Juju stepped up and ripped the ball out.
Chauncey Thomas gets us on the board. The first score of the day. The Zappers lead it 6-0 in this one. We'll take a timeout and return Charles with the defensive stand on that man up. It results in 6. The man-up conversion not there. And now we'll see the should-have-been stars on offense for the first time. And their quarterback, Slade the Blade Jarman. And they go handoff here. A big tackle up front. Rusty Becker coming across.
That was very surprising that Galloway wasn't in the game. They do a toss to Ballard. He does a good job of getting downhill, but the Zappers immediately in the backfield and smushes them.
Rusty Becker, versatile, can play offensive line in this league, getting the chance on the D-line tonight here for the Zappers.
Becker does a good job of just being in position. His linebacker shoots the gap and makes the running back get up in the air, and all he has to do is lay the ball up. It's like an alley-hoop. I'm going to throw it up to you, just lay it up.
Good crowd on hand here tonight. Pullman Yards filing in as the latest play has come in. Under 10 to play in this first half. They'll go on the ground. And the carry there from Malcolm Ballard. Fans, if you like these uniforms, if you like the FCF gear, so much new merch this year in Season 2.0. Make sure you pick up yours today. Head to the official FCF store. Shop now to receive 20% off your game day purchase. Code is GameDay20. As we see a second look here at the carry for Ballard, they've got Ballard and Galloway. They're so dangerous on the offensive end. But again, head to store.fcf.io. Scan this QR code and use the code GameDay20 to get 20% off your game day purchase.
I like that call out to both superbacks on this squad. We set it up here in the intro of the game, but to have the fans at home select the running plays over and over again, that's what you like to see. You've got two superb running backs. Don't let one bad play deter you from sticking to the game plan.
3rd and 7 here. Jarman with a chance to throw. Lefty will keep it himself. He's on the move, has the first down, and just dips out of bounds after reaching the 20. So looked at that first down marker and got out of the way.
Jarman does a good job of just watching what's in front of him. Right now, he's looking at the field, and he sees that nobody is open, and then just there's a wide open hole in the middle of the field. He just made sure he got out of bounds and protected himself once he got to the sideline. You see he's running to the first down mark to make sure he gets the first down and then get out of bounds.
Replay there courtesy of Great Clips as you look at the stats on Jarman. And Deacon, that's the one thing for fans to remember. Yes, they call the play. The quarterback will try and execute it, but if nothing is there, they will sometimes take off and run.
Right. And if you still call it a pass play there, you gain your experience, your fan IQ. That allows you to level up your account, and it makes sure that your vote is worth more than other accounts still at level 1, so that it prevents, just random accounts starting to be created and making some troll picks here in terms of your plays.
Yeah, no trolls, please. Jarman handoff. Galloway is in the mix, and he'll grab takes a couple of zappers up near the 25.
The heavy hitters D-line is really stepping up right now. They're pushing the force field back, and it's causing the running backs to not have anywhere to go. You see number 25, Curtis Collins, was right there to stop him, and then also the heavy hitters D-line just continue to push them back. So the last three runs, we only seen about 2 or 3 yards per run, and it's just showing how well the heavy hitters D-line is pushing back the wall, the force field.
A 3-yard gain there for Galloway. Sets up a 2nd and 7 on the 24 for the should have been Stars.
So y'all at home selecting your first pass play in a while. Buck Wild. These have deep routes here with one tight end kind of flaring out. So look for Slade to try and find something deeper. And if he can't, he'll look for something to dump off here.
A lot of options there for Jarman. 2 receivers to the near side. Galloway joining Jarman in the backfield. He'll throw over the middle. That's caught complete to the 10, hooking up with Patrick Smith.
Now to you guys at home, this is it. You set it up with the run play. You got 2 super backs, and then you set up the pass later on. Great job, fans, calling the plays. And if you want to get involved, make sure to go download the app right now, fcf.io, FCF in the Apple Store or the Google Play Store.
Jarman took a shot.
Yeah, he took a shot. He just sat in the pocket, took a shot, and he picked the ball perfectly where Patrick Smith can catch it. That was a good throw and catch, and a good job by his line actually protecting him so he had the vision to get it down the field. But he had to do what a quarterback has to do sometimes, sit in the pocket and take a hit, and he did that.
Coach is high on Patrick Smith. Talk about his good hands, and on their scouting report, he catches anything in sight. As he'll have another opportunity here inside the progressive blue zone. That is 10 yards and in here in fan-controlled football. 5 minutes and counting to go, half number 1. Should have been Stars looking for their first points of the night. Jarman, a design run, moving right, and he'll scamper out of bounds at around the 5.
Should have been Stars. You guys kind of surprised me with that play right there. You guys have 2 elite backs, and you guys decide to run with Jarman, but he does a good job of they do a good job of selling the edge with Patrick Smith in the force field. But at the end of the day, you have nowhere to go when you run to the sideline.
I'll at least say for you fans at home, I don't mind the play call. I think that's on maybe the coaches down on the field. Flip it to the far side of the field so you have a little bit more space to run. There was just not a lot of space there on the side.
Yeah, that was some tight quarters for Jarman to maneuver in, and he was able to get out of play before taking too big of a hit as Galloway will return and Justin Times will check out on this 2nd down and goal from the 5. Under 4 to go in a fast-moving first half. Toss. Galloway changing direction to the goal line, spinning and winning. Touchdown, Ladarius Galloway.
Now you see why somebody has a franchise running back. there was nothing in sight when he got this ball. The heavy hitters defense was in the backfield, and Jarwin just did everything himself. Once we see this replay, you will see once he's in the backfield by himself, and then he just had to make everything happen. He avoided 2 defenders, breaks the tackle, and then dives into the end zone. Just look at this, the center of mass that he has just to get in the end zone like that.
Yeah, Shays, there's only 7 players on the field. That means there's 7 defenders. He shakes 2, breaks 2, and then runs through the last one. 5 people on one play. That's your last year's MVP, Ladarius Galloway, on the way to becoming this year's MVP.
Galloway out of Tennessee Martin, a classic FCF story. Nice college career, wasn't super well known.
Right.
Comes into this league, now a household name.
Yeah, and that's what you love about these players. Consistently, this league is all about the community, the fans, the owners, and the players all being one in together.
My whistle.
2-point conversion attempt on the way for Galloway. So looking to add. Galloway showing the speed and comes up with that 2-point conversion, doing it all on this drive for the Stars.
As a linebacker, this is a very tough situation because Galloway, he acts like he's going to go to the right, but then avoids and goes behind you and goes back inside. You're not really prepared for things like that.
Checking in at the Wendy's owner box, a live look, and that was after the Galloway touchdown. That should have been Stars ownership group, Drewski, ASM, Rachel Lindsay, Austin Eckler. Loving what they're seeing thus far.
Yeah, Eckler up in the VIP box over there. He's got his phone out. He's watching everything. But I love the little shoulder dip there by Galloway. That was very, very sneaky. You heard me get a little oop there as we go back on offense with the Zappers.
Galloway, a 5-yard run to cap it. 7 plays, 40 yards. Zappers back to work. They go on the ground again to Thomas, and they're going to stand him up, but the pile keeps moving. I guess they'll blow it dead.
The Zappers, you guys do a good job of starting this drive off with the run. Last drive, you guys start off with three passes in a row, 4 passes in a row. 3 of them were incomplete. So you guys wanted to start this drive over with a run play, and the guy that got you into the end zone was Shiny Thomas. So I think that was a good job of starting the drive off with him, and then now giving your guys a good second down opportunity.
This production facility, the home of FCF, it's something to see in person. Make sure you get your tickets now. Head to fcf.tixer.com. Join us. We're just getting started. This is week 1. We'll be here through early June. Make sure you come out to Pullman Yards and see everything up close and personal. Terrell Owens, a breather for the moment for the Zappers as they get back to work here with a 2nd and 3. Southwick in trouble, and he'll be taken down. They meet at the quarterback and stand up Southwick. And a celebration is there for the should-have-been Stars. Justin Foster in on that stop.
The wall was not ready for the heavy hitters. Right here, Justin Foster just gets on the edge and then just closes the pocket and then allows Southwick to go anywhere. You see how he just pushes the offensive lineman into the quarterback, and then there was nowhere to step up in the pocket.
And these are the stories that you were talking about earlier, the FCF player story. I love this about Justin Foster from Birmingham, Alabama. You're figuring like, okay, where did you go play? He played over at Samford University, but has his own company back there, saw the tryouts, wanted to continue his journey on football, and was one of our better pass rushers making a play there on the edge.
There's so many guys that still have that talent, that love for the game. For whatever reason, they haven't gotten the opportunity. They've built other careers, and now FCF gives them a chance to get back into what they enjoyed so much. Under 2 to play, first half. Southwick throwing, and that's incomplete. Trying to find James Harden, and a little too far ahead of the receiver.
Southwick in this opportunity, he rushed it. If he would have just stayed calm and then just understood that the pressure wasn't there as fast as he thought it would, I think he would have been able to give James Harden a better opportunity to catch the ball.
And fans in our Twitch chat right now, if you type in the word Wendy's, W-E-N-D-Y-S, you get yourself an opportunity to win some credits to go to our FCF store. Get yourself some of the coolest shirts, jerseys, all that stuff. You have an opportunity to win by typing in the word Wendy's in the chat right now. We see it popping off now. No apostrophe needed.
You guys trying the wheel route right here. I think this might be a good play for you guys.
Now 1 minute to play in the first half. We fall into 1 minute timing rules. The next 30 seconds, you'll see stoppages on out of bounds plays, first downs. Then the following 30 seconds, we stop after every play. Terrell Owens back on the field now for the Zappers. 4th and 8
in the spot Zappers. Too. Jeez.
Maybe a change of position, a change in result. Southwick instead going to Harden, tipped up and incomplete. Long distance to James Harden, the Stars defense on the scene.
Do we have a challenge flag?
Stuyvesant, Latham, James Knox, and it looks like the flag has come in to use a power-up. We'll see what power-up the Zappers choose to use. They have all of them at their disposal right now. Second look at that last throw, courtesy of Great Clips.
Southwick right here, he just puts too much air on the ball and then lead James Harden, and it allowed number 29 to be able to get there and stop the pass. James Knox. That was a good play by James Knox.
So again, a reminder at home while we're waiting for the call.
The
make sure to get the
fans have voted to Wendy's flip the field. The ball will be placed at the 10-yard line, going over to the defense, which is the offense now.
So Zappers activate one of their power-ups, the Wendy's flip the field. It's the FCF version of the punt. Essentially, they will trade field position. So now it'll be the Stars dealing with a first down on their 8-yard line.
So while we're flipping the field, get the offense back on, and the Should Have Been Stars fans voting at home. If you want to vote, make sure to go download the FCF app onto your phone, the Apple Store or the Google Play Store. You can also play along on Twitch as well. You got to create an account, pick a team, and you can start calling plays. Even if your team isn't playing right now, it'll add to your fan IQ. That levels up and makes your vote worth even more when your team is playing.
53 seconds left in this first half. Stars now with a 1st and 10 on their own 10. Galloway thought he might pitch that one back. Instead, hesitates, takes it himself, and he is ripped down. Cecil Cherry among others.
One thing that running backs like to do nowadays is they like to sit in the pocket and let the play develop. The wall and the heavy hitters did not let anything develop right here. There was like, we're in the backfield, and then both the D linemen sat in the pocket, and then they just allow Cecil Cherry to finish off the play right here.
Yeah, great job there by Von Hoskins, number 58, to stay at home. You see a lot of linebackers want to just dive in there, make the play right away. Sometimes you just got to do your job by sitting there to allow Cecil Cherry to come in and make a big hit.
And now we're into 30-second timing rules, so we will stop the clock after every play, moving towards halftime. It was a 1-yard loss for Galloway. And now a 2nd and 11 on the 9.
Fans, I like this play. You guys called this a little bit earlier with the wheel route. I think the wheel route is going to be a good setup. Oh, actually, the Zappers called this. Now the Should Have Been Stars are calling it. I think this is going to be a great play, this wheel route, to set it up.
Jarman stepping up. He'll take it himself, changing direction, moving past Cherry, and took the brunt of that. Just shy of the 20.
Jarman does a good job of just recognizing that the play downfield is not there. He sits in the pocket, and he sees that there's an opening, so now he's running. And one thing you have to do is avoid Cecil Cherry. This man is a big hitter. You see it right here. He tries to I don't know what he was doing. He was looking at him, but he should have just kept running out of bounds.
It was looking like he was trying to identify which linebacker it was. By the time he did, Cecil Cherry made himself very, very accustomed to Slade Jarman.
I would say Galloway is probably one of the better or best running backs in this league, and I would say Cecil Cherry is probably one of the better linebackers in this league.
A great matchup.
Jarman gets 10, so just 1 to go for the first down. 3rd and 1 on the 19, 21 seconds left. First half. Should Have Been Stars in front of the Zappers, 8-6. Season opener for both. Jarman. He'll go downfield, turning around and not there in time. Tried to find Patrick Smith. That one a bit off target.
The time was there. The force field allowed him to sit in the pocket. He has the vision and sees it. He just throws it behind his receiver, or throws it too short for his receiver, throws it behind his receiver, and then it doesn't allow Patrick Smith to make the play.
And that one coming against Sam Brown there. Sam Brown, a product, again, another one of these great stories about the FCF. Spent some time over at ELAC. That's Eastern LA College. If that sounds familiar to you, that's the same school from Last Chance U basketball. So he spent some time over there, ended up over at Kentucky State, and one of our better corners here, only 22 years old.
Now 4th down and 1 to go. Nice guy Eddie, the play call. Jarman dumps that off complete, and that'll be enough for a 1st down. Able to find Justin Times, the former track star at USC, and he'll pick up the 1st down.
Fans, I like this play call. You guys put Justin Times across the field, knowing that he's one of the faster guys in the league, and all you need to do is get 1 yard. You see Jarman sits in the pocket, waits, allow the play to set up, and gets the ball to Justin Times right on time. And you see it right here. He throws it a little bit behind him, but still in the front of the 1st down so you can continue to drive.
The choice is yours at home. Remember, within the last 30 seconds, the clock will stop every play. So you all at home, you can decide, hey, we want to take 2 shots, go deep here twice, or we can decide, hey, we run here, try to get some yardage, and then make a closer final play. Each play is going to take about 5 to 6 seconds if it goes quick.
Yeah, such a good reminder to use the middle of the field, right? You don't have to feel compelled to follow those sidelines or try to get out of bounds or do a deep throw. A little more flexibility here in the FCF. 11 seconds left, 1st half. Jarman stepping up. A lane opens. He'll take it. 15, and then quickly out of play, shy of the 10 with 5 seconds left. So setting up the Stars, certainly one more good opportunity, maybe 2, depending on how quick they go.
The heavy hitters, their defense has actually been doing a really solid job in the back end and making it really difficult for Jarman to throw anything. You watch right here, there's nowhere to throw it in the back end, so Jarman just gets out of bounds, and he's so nervous from getting hit last time. You see him watching, and he's so nervous from getting hit last time, he's like, I'm just going to run into the wall.
Generally smart. Cecil Cherry is a big guy. I see the Cherry emotes in the chat. And you can think about that, fans, at home every time you draft your team, because each week your team will redraft and the defense comes as a unit. It's good to know what defensive team Cecil Cherry's on.
Yeah, you bring up a good point. Ryan's been talking about force field and heavy hitters, right? These are package groups that get drafted together. Now, 1st and 10. 5 seconds left here, 1st half. Jarman looking to the corner. That one is hauled in. They say no catch. Ooh. Was caught by Jacoby Herring, but officials ruling that was not a touchdown.
This one looks close enough that we at home might be the one deciding if this one comes in. So you guys at home decide, is this a catch or not a catch? They're showing the replay in the stadium right now. What do y'all think?
Looks like we're headed for a fan review on this one with just 2 seconds left. Second look, courtesy of Great Clips.
Ooh.
With the 1 foot rule, that looked good on
The ruling on
the
the
second
field
look.
was an incomplete pass. The previous play is on the fan review.
Based off of my NFL experience and college experience, college, that is a catch. NFL, that is not a catch. But the fans, you guys get to choose if it was a catch or not, because we have professional refs and they know what they're talking about. So in the league that they used to coach in, that might not have been a catch. But in fan control football league, we decide what's a catch.
And this is a 1 foot catch league.
Yeah.
Plus, there's a rule about if it looks like a catch, it is a catch. So with those combined, you feel like this is going to get overturned.
All right, looks like Greg just dispatched his vote. You all at home, do it in the app. You can do it on Twitch as well. Vote, catch or not a catch, and I think we all know where this one's going.
Waiting for the officials to get final word.
After further review, the fans have decided reverse the call to a touchdown.
The fans decide touchdown is the call. Jacoby Herring. Now the celebration can begin.
Hey, fans, one thing I know at the end of this season, the refs are going to be mad at you guys.
Their job's not easy. And you all at home, it's just to make it easy for them. Great job, fans at home, with that vote. And if you're just joining us, make sure to go register at fcf.io. Create an account, pick a team. You can vote on the plays and then participate whether this was a catch or not, whether your team's playing or not. It's all good because we're all about power to the fans every single game.
Ends up being a 12-yard connection from Slade Jarman to Jacoby Herring, and now we've got our man-up conversion opportunity. It'll be Patrick Smith working against Quantez Stiggers, the star of our first game of the day. With just 2 seconds left in this first half, Zappers will get an opportunity. Smith on a movement. Away, Stiggers there from behind. And then some words for Jarman.
Stiggers is sticky. He had 3 interceptions last game, a pick 6. Then they do the one-on-one, and now he takes his helmet off and just showed them, don't try me. He's one of the younger guys in the league, but he's also showing I'm one of the better guys in the league. Right here, he's very disciplined. Oh, I thought we were going to have a replay. On this one, we're actually seeing him talk smack.
We are seeing a replay. We're seeing about how much fire he's got. Again, one of the youngest guys and was discovered in our tryouts, which were done across the country. I believe he got picked up in one of our final ones here in Atlanta. Again, very young. The coaches say he's very raw, but you're seeing the type of athletic plays he can make.
Quantez Stiggers, a.k.a. Quantum Leap, and he's made the big jump today. 2 seconds left. Plenty of time for the Zappers to go way downfield, trailing 14-6 to see if they could try and get one back before we head to intermission.
Greg, what league is that plenty of time?
Only in the Fan Control Football League.
That's right.
Where this clock is locked at 2, and it's a 50-yard field. They only got to go 40.
All right, you all picked at home, the three amigos. You have an idea how this is going to go. Again, only 7 defenders here. Looks like they're playing cover 3 with the way they're set up, but they're pretty far back. They know this one's going deep.
Southwick, time has expired. Stepping up, firing downfield towards the end zone. Tipped up and nearly intercepted. The defense there for the Stars. A couple of options for the Zappers. Vance Leonard was on the scene, could not haul it in, and that's how our first half comes to a close. The defending champs, now known as the Should Have Been Stars, off to a good beginning, 14-6. We step aside and return to Atlanta after this timeout. Halftime here at Pullman Yard. Should Have Been Stars leading the Zappers 14-6. As we are waiting on the second half, let's take a look back at what transpired through our first 20 minutes. It was a quick moving first half by and large because the Zappers took almost 10 minutes off the clock on their opening drive. It ended like this. Shunsey Thomas punches it in. That was after they tried to target Terrell Owens a couple of times. Couldn't find that connection. They flipped the ground game. It all works out. Should Have Been Stars, though. They have a response. How about this run? Put it on the highlight reel. Ladarius Galloway cannot be stopped in close quarters, working his way into the end zone. They go up 8-6, and then time winding down in this first half. This would go under fan review, but it would eventually be credited with a touchdown. Slade Jarman to Jacoby Herring. And that gives the Stars the 14-6 advantage. Could not convert on the 2-point man up afterwards, and that is our score here at the break. Between the Should Have Been Stars and the Zappers, our first half numbers, rushing yards in favor of the Stars, as are the passing yards. Zappers have struggled to pass the football. Danny Southwick just 1 for 9, 18 yards throwing the ball. And then third down conversions, not a whole host of them, but Should Have Been Stars a little bit better at 1 for 2. So still plenty of time to go as we look towards our second half. The Stars are in front 14-6. Zappers trying to make their way back in this battle. So we will take another timeout. When we return, we'll have the second half right here from Pullman Yards. It's fan-controlled football season 2.0. Highlight Brew Break is on the way. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Link2, private investing made simple. Here at the half, second half just about to get underway. Degon, one of the great things about fan control football, not only do you call the plays, but there's also points that you accumulated for your excellence in doing that.
That's right. Fan IQ. You're able to collect that fan IQ and we see you in the chat. Everyone's popping off. We saw the Cecil Cherries, but here we go. These are our top play callers so far, and Wild Sand 1 has been the one gaining the most fan IQ, leveling up his account. And as you continue to get the plays correct, you gain more points, and then the play that you select will have higher likelihood of being called. So make sure to get involved by downloading it at the FCF at the App Store, Apple or Android.
Back to live action here to start off our second half. Should have been Stars with the football, and Slade Jarman keeps it on the ground.
Fans, let me know if you guys, or let D-Gon know if you guys can flip the plays, because I would have ran this right the other way. In this situation, there was literally nowhere to go. It was the short side of the field. You try to run it with the jargon, and I understand that you don't want your quarterback in the open field like that, but right there, it was just a really tough play, or a really tough play for him to make, because there was nowhere to go.
Opening minutes here of this second half. Should have been Stars with the lead, with the football, trying to build on things here against the Zappers. These digital overlays give you an idea of the play call that's been made by you, the fans. Stars keep it on the ground. Just an embarrassment of riches here at that superback spot. You talked about it, D-Gon, but between Galloway and Ballard, how do you game plan for those two guys?
Yeah, very, very difficult. You got to put your hand in the ground and stuff it at the line. And that one, we don't normally get to shout out the big guys, but Jacob Ayub in that one just plowed the way through for that last run. Great job here by Forcefield, getting up the field on the run. Pass has been hit or miss here, but the run plays have been pretty good for this offensive line squad. Again, draftable on Wednesdays, when each one of these franchises have to redraft their team except their second franchise player here in week 2.
And one thing we talked about earlier today with these package units, especially on defense, the more time they get on the field, the better they play. And it makes it tough for these offenses that are just getting their first chance together, like the Zappers and the Stars in this first game tonight. Jarman ready to throw. A bullet down the middle. A near interception. Mike Lee was there, couldn't hang on. You can see Patrick Smith pointing back to Jarman, put it a little higher, and he can go and get that one.
The force field does a great job of allowing Jarman to sit in the pocket. He has the time. He thought he could squeeze it in there, but the heavy hitters said not today. Number 28, Mike Lee, was just so close to catching that one and taking it the other way. That was a good job by the heavy hitters.
Yeah, and again on coverage, it's that man again, Quantez Stiggers, making it such a small window that allowed Mike Lee to come on in. Mike Lee, normally known as one of our biggest hitters in the league. That one he'll want back, because that one hit him square in the chest.
Was that a thing with the Steelers? You drop a pick, you do push-ups?
That's just a defensive thing in general. It's like you're punishing yourself when you don't catch the ball.
4th and 6 on the 14. Jarman to throw, and again, defense. And how about the aggressive play of Quantez Stiggers? He's not only making the stops now, but he's adding a little flair, a little trash talk to things.
Yeah, Stiggers, one thing that he probably does, he watches a lot of Jalen Ramsey. I don't know if he does, but I'm guessing, because this is a lot of Jalen Ramsey is. Because he stops you, gets in your face, puts his hands up like he ain't doing anything but just talking all the smack. So, but he did a great job of just being really sticky on Harden, and he just didn't let him do anything right there. And now his team has the ball in a great situation.
And don't miss out on a great deal to get your FCF gear. Head to the official FCF store shop now to receive 20% off your game day purchase. Use the code GameDay20. Scan the QR code right here on your screen, or head to store.fcf.io to get your gear and save. 16:35 to go, second half, a 14-6 lead. We see it in the chat throughout the day, but the drone camera operation here at Fan Control Football, it is something else.
Absolutely. I wish we could show them exactly what they're doing. They put on a VR headset, and they see exactly this.
Have elected to flip the field. Wendy's flip the field. The ball will go to the 10-yard line.
So we're going to see the Wendy's flip the field, the FCF version of the punt, as the power-up flag came out. And so we'll see a switch of field position, as we're always typically heading right to left on your screen, outside of course, interceptions and fumble recoveries. And so that will set things up now for the Zappers to deal with a 1st and 10 on their 10.
So both teams use their power-ups for the flip the field.
Both of the fields are gone. Both teams still have their power play, the man advantage. Both still have their progressive fit down. Southwick, the handoff, and a blur up the right side. Chauncey Thomas, and he comes up holding his left leg, so this could be an injury here. Chauncey Thomas immediately holding that left knee, and as the training staff is on to tend to Thomas. And you never want to see that, the way Thomas immediately grabbed that leg, something with that left knee. We will take a timeout and return. Thoughts with Chauncey Thomas here as we step aside. And welcome back, and good to see Chauncey Thomas back on his feet and able to jog off under his own power as the trainers tend to him. We'll keep an eye out to see if he can return to this football game. In the meantime, let's welcome in the next member of our team, Lace Larrabee. Lace.
All right, guys, I am here with two fans in here in fan-controlled football. I've got Evan in this corner. I've got Ryan in this corner. They are trying to win a rock, paper, scissors t-shirt. All right, the FCF official. These are big stakes. These guys are going to play rock, paper, scissors. Y'all want to do best 2 out of 3? All right, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Oh, all right, you won this one. All right, ready? Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Oh. So that's it. You won. That was best 2 out of 3. All right.
I would like to say that he might be older, but he is trash. I am the better sibling, and now the world knows, and I appreciate that. So get wrecked. You suck.
All right, you heard it right here from Ryan, the better brother. Congrats.
Lace, we got to rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Yeah, we need the time in there, a little bit more cadence there.
The 1, 2, 3 threw me off.
Everyone has their own way of doing this to game the system. That's how Lace used to hustle people in the rock, paper, scissors game. You fire that out quick. They never know what hit you.
Yeah, there's a panic. I thought we saw like a change from a rock to a scissors into a rock. You like switch to lose. Usually you try to cheat to win.
Channeling Prince now, computer blue. 16:05 to go in the second half as the Zappers have it back on offense. Southwick comes near side, not there for James Harden. Well, this is a game thus far to forget for Danny Southwick here now. 1 for 10 passing, just hasn't been able to click.
And it's going to get a little bit tougher now because on the roster was only one superback in Chauncey, who we just saw thankfully get up, walk off the field. So expecting to see a couple more pass plays, and I think there's a couple of practice squad players that will be able to suit up and then come fill that superback role, but it's not one of the starters here, so keep that in mind. It's going to be tough from here on out. You all at home are having a lot to do as a play caller with an injury to one of your crucial positions.
Yeah, big loss there for the Zappers. Southwick still trying to find that first connection with Terrell Owens. Horsefly, the play call here on 2nd and 10. Southwick looking for Owens, going downfield, has separation, and that one is a little short. Trying to connect with Owens in the end zone.
Owens right here does a stutter step and then gets by his defender. Southwick and Owens just not on the same page. Look, as you see, Owens does a little stutter step, and then he's by his defender, but the ball is behind him, and it's really hard to make a play like that. Watch Owens just get separation, and now the ball is just behind him. You can't really win a route when the ball is that far behind you, especially when they're not calling a lot of PI.
Isaiah Edwards there in coverage. That ball allowing him time to catch up to the play. And the 3rd and 10 on the 21.
Zappers, I understand you guys are trying to give T.O. the ball, and I would definitely want to give him the ball as well, but right now we just have to figure another way of getting somebody else involved and try to pit him on drag routes and other things like that.
Southwick here, rolling right. Again in trouble, fumbles the ball. It's out of bounds as he was taken down from behind. Excellent pressure there. Maurice Green coming over.
Mo Green just beats his beat his O-lineman and just gets instant pressure on Southwick. He doesn't allow Southwick to go anywhere and then causes the forced fumble. Watch here on the edge. He just does a speed rush, dip and rip, and then just constantly just gets right in front of Southwick. I don't even think Southwick noticed that he was there.
Just for an update for you all at home, our play callers, it looks like James Harden Jr. has moved into the running back position. So you still can call running plays. James Harden Jr., you're one of the starting wide receivers, sits at 5'6", $182 in terms of his size. So he's going to be a speed back. If you're going to get him the ball in a running play, get him in space.
Prototype 81. This is a Terrell Owens play. That's the name of his jersey.
Yeah, that's on the back of his jersey, so you have an idea where this is headed. 4th and 17 on the 14. Is this the time where they connect? Southwick stepping up, eluding, throwing on the run, comes back, and Owens can't hang on. The first pass that has been in his immediate vicinity and couldn't pull that one down.
That one is very surprising to have one of the greatest receivers in the world just drop the ball. Southwick does a good job of avoiding pressure, moves around the pockets, gets hit late, ball's in T.O.'s hand. He just unable to come down with it. Watch, I think he just thought he was going to have that play regardless.
And after all that, a roughing the passer call is made against the Stars. And so Southwick taking the brunt of that after getting rid of that football. As you said, Ronnie, did a great job to elude that pressure. They were on him in a hurry, and this will keep this Zappers drive alive. Now, a 1st and 10 on the 24.
Man, what a prayer there for the Zappers. Danny Southwick making it work, and thankfully he got hit late. Otherwise, that's a tough drive. But they continue on here. Another opportunity for you play callers at home. We're looking through these 6 plays. You got BDE and gun bounce. Those are both running plays. And Crypto Connect, Magic Juan, 3 Amigos, and Huncho. And we're going with Amigos. It's all deep plays here. So we'll see how we can get this one in motion. Maybe moving T.O. pre-snap will get the desired result here.
Zappers, based off of the box score right now, your quarterback is 1 for 12. I think you guys need to think about some other play styles of things that you need to do right now.
A little conversation there between Owens and Southwick as they got back to line up. And now here's Southwick on 1st and 10. Firing downfield towards the end zone, tipped away at the last second, looking for James Harden. Stuyvesant Latham is there defensively.
Stuyvesant Latham does a good job of just being in great position. Doesn't allow James Harden to get behind him. Southwick does a good, he puts touch on the ball. He has time. He puts touch on the ball. Stuyvesant just makes sure he puts his hand on it.
And it was a double move by T.O. on the outside. He was open on that one, y'all. That was a good play call. Danny had pressure in his face, and it was not a bad play. It was a really good defensive play, but that one T.O. was open. That was the first time I've seen T.O. kind of been like, hey, man, what's up? Everything else, he's been real patient, working real hard, but that was like, I'm pretty sure I beat my guy. He very much did.
Well, not for lack of effort here. They continue to go back to the Southwick Owens opportunity. Just hasn't clicked yet. Now 2nd and 10 on the 24 again. Here's the run opportunity. James Harden now replacing Thomas. The speed, changing direction, and able to cross over the 20.
James Harden gets the ball in the backfield. He's used to having the ball in his hands, but normally it's from the receiver position. Right here, he just puts a move on Foster and then gets downhill. That's a great run from a guy that's not a running back. Pits the move on Foster, stop, go, let's go, and then gets up the field.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, he's 180. Foster is 280, and you see the 100-pound difference in terms of quickness there for James Harden Jr.
Yeah, only 5'8", too, low center of gravity, and able to change direction and advance. Harden, a great story as well in this Fan Control Football League, and it's just continued to chase that professional football dream, showing up to a variety of NFL camps, holding up signs, just doing whatever it takes to get a chance, and on year 2 here in the FCF. So sets it up now for a 3rd and 3 after a 7-yard run for Harden. 3rd and 3 on the 19. Southwick looking downfield, eluding the rush. He'll have to take it himself and tries to pick up a couple and get that first down.
Not Harden, I'm sorry about that one. Southwick does a good job of just looking at what's in front of him, and just he sees, hey, all I need to do is run for this first down, and he does that right here. He's looking, nothing's there, and then just make sure he gets the first down. And I think that is a little bit of holding right there by Edwards Island, but they didn't throw the ball to T.O.
We have not seen many pass interference calls so far today, just to warn you about that ahead of time. They've been letting him play out there when we go downfield.
All right, 4th and 1 here. Y'all going with the run, going back to James Harden Jr. You liked the last time he had a little shake and bake here, but can you run in a straight line? You only need one here.
Yeah, 4th and 1 on the 17. Try and keep this drive moving. And they go handoff Harden. He'll get the 1, and he's out of play at around the 10. So James Harden filling in for Shuncy Thomas in that super back role, and so far, so good. Picks up the first down for the Zappers.
James Harden runs behind Josh Frazier and just gets on the edge and makes sure that he gets the first down. But one thing that's really cool to see is that a receiver actually runs through the tackle when normally receivers try to get down. But one thing that I noticed today that most people might not know, there are 2 James Hardens playing professional sports right now at the same time. I don't think that's ever happened.
I think in hockey, there were 2 guys named Eastern European names. There is I think a Finnish guy and a Swedish guy that had the same exact name.
Playing at the same exact time.
Playing at the same exact time, both scored a goal that night. It was wild, but I agree. We don't have that many. They're not scoring the same types of points here. There's a James Harden and James Harden.
If this James Harden Euro steps on the way to the end zone, now we have something.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I know James Harden, the basketball guy, is going to score a point. So let's see if this James Harden scores as well.
Oh, they called it. Chat's calling out Josh Allen and Josh Allen. You're right.
Here's Harden. Harden changing direction once again to the 5 and taken down there. So the Zappers knocking on the door here. Again, another lengthy drive. 10 plays so far on this drive. This is how they started the game. You'll recall they ran off about 10 minutes of clock and eventually punched it in.
That's right here.
All they have, the 6 points.
Look right here. James Harden is doing the best he can from this running back position, and he's getting the Zappers down the field. The quarterback is 1 for 13. He's not really successful right now. So one thing that's working for the Zappers is running the ball, and James Harden is doing that effectively for them.
Inside the progressive blue zone now. Also, fans, if you can believe it, this one is coming to a conclusion. Who's your vote for the Gatorade Player of the Game? Enter your pick exclusively in the Twitch chat now. Share your nominations. Who should be the MVP? 2nd and 5 now. Zappers now with Horton in a quarterback. Across the middle, tried to go to Owens, and that one is off the mark. So Southwick out, and we see Laquan Horton in at quarterback. And of Middle Tennessee State getting an opportunity here in place of Danny Southwick. Remember, no Johnny Manziel tonight.
I've noticed this, especially when we get in the progressive blue zone, that the quarterbacks, they're trying to get the ball to T.O., and I understand that, but they're not allowing the play and T.O.'s route to develop, and they're throwing the ball to him too fast, and he's not even getting the opportunity to look back at the ball. Because in that opportunity, T.O. was open for a contested catch, and he probably would have made it being the 2nd greatest receiver of all time, but you just got to let the play develop.
3rd and goal now from the 5. Horton pops it up for Owens, tries to get separation, flag on the play. The officials throw a flag there as Owens in the corner of the end zone battling for position. Couldn't hang on, but the penalty came in.
Jesse Edwards, that one is 100% a pass interference. I know we don't call it a lot, but they call it on T.O. That was a pass interference.
Let's get the official word here.
Pass interference, defense, number 20. The foul occurred in the end zone. The ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. 1st and goal.
Pass interference against Isaiah Edwards going one-on-one with Owens. That'll set up a 1st and goal now from the 2. Second look here, courtesy of Great Clips.
Yeah, Owens, they're playing a little football, but I don't know. That might have been a little bit on T.O. too, huh? But from this angle, it looks like a PI. From the back angle, it looks like it could have been on T.I. Not T.I.
I mean, we are in Atlanta.
A T.O.,
yeah.
you know, a T.O. Oh, man, I'm just, all these T.I.s, I'm getting confused right now.
All good, all good.
Here we go now. 1st and goal on the 2. Owens again on the top of your screen, or here on the right side of your screen. Laquan Horton now in a quarterback. Trying to get that first reception here to Owens in the FCF. Horton rolling out, throws the other way, picked off, taken away by the Stars. Should have been Stars with the interception in the end zone, bringing it out near the 15. And that's a monster turnover. Number 24, Stuyvesant Latham with the pick, and we'll take a timeout and come on back. Football going back to should have been Stars. Picked off by Stuyvesant Latham. Advances it out to the 14 as we flip the field, and now this is where the Stars control with 4:19 to play in the game. Stars back to it. It's Galloway navigating the hurdle. His go-to move. If there was a Ladarius Galloway action figure, the button would make him hurdle over defenders.
One thing that's so crazy about Galloway hurdling over people, he's not the biggest guy. Normally bigger guys are the ones to hurdle over people, but he understands that he has a low center of gravity and that he has those big thighs. So he understands guys are going to hit him right there. So they toss him the ball. He's noticed that nothing's there, gets on the edge, uses his speed, and then just hurdles over Steger. And watch right here, hurdle. And that he might have could have kept going. I don't know if Steger touched him.
Galloway gave a look like my bad that he could have maybe kept that play alive. Picks up 6, 2nd and 4. Stars in great position here because they're peeling time off the clock. They hold the football and the lead in front 14-6. They'll go back to Galloway.
Beat it to him.
This time he is tracked down from behind. Vaughn Hoskins is there.
The heavy hitters D-line is just, they understood that the play was they're gonna run the ball again, especially with the time. They're understanding that they're down by 10, so this is a run situation. You guys give the ball to Galloway, but the heavy hitters just set the line of scrimmage in the backfield and then allow him to go anywhere.
So 3rd and 4 on the way. Should have been Stars. Remember, still carrying 2 of their power-ups. They've got the power play. They've got the progressive 5th down. Same goes for the Zappers.
Are we allowed to dance in the booth?
I think it's totally permitted. Probably even encouraged, so it's up to you.
The DJ, I'm not a good dancer. It's not to be D-Gon, but the DJ's playing some good music.
Yeah, the DJ here in the stadium at Pullman Yards, make sure that the vibe is exactly correct.
So we come up on 2 minutes to go, 2nd half. Darius Galloway trying to close this one out. Now Jarman will throw, and that's complete. Hooking up with Levi Shetler. And Shetler exclaiming first down as he's back on his feet after the grab.
Fans, you guys are doing a good job of setting up plays to get the first down. So you bring the tight end in and make sure that he goes against a linebacker, which is a matchup, and just gets to the first down and gets out of bounds. Watch how he pissed the ball right only where Stadler can catch the ball and just make sure he falls out for the first down, and then you continue the chains moving.
Yeah, and I love that. Again, you guys at home as the play callers, 2 runs into the play action. Maybe we'll start picking up on like, hey, if a tight end's coming in, this might be a pass, but the personnel is something that the players on the ground, especially the defense, have to figure out here.
And for the Zappers, they have just watched so much time peel off the clock. Now they're in a very difficult spot here. 1 minute to play, down 14-6. They don't have the football. We talked about it earlier. In fan control football, you're never totally out of it with these 1 minute timing rules, but they have dug themselves a hole. We will take a timeout and come back with the final minute of play here between the Should Have Been Stars and the Zappers. Great look at our Grubhub Wendy's collaboration, and now we're back to it here with 1 minute to play. Back to Galloway. Trying to dance free and can't avoid the last guy, Stephen White.
Galloway's a really elusive guy. He does a good job of getting on the edge, but the heavy hitters, their D-line is setting a new line of scrimmage. They're getting in the backfield and not allowing him to be shifty like he normally is. And you see they grab his leg, and then once you grab somebody's leg in football, there's not much you can do if you don't have your legs.
Now we're down to 30 seconds left, so we'll stop the clock on every play the rest of the way. Frustration here for the Zappers as they are just about out of time. Trailing 14-6, Stars with a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, as the clock will constantly run with that first 19 minutes, the only time it matters if you pick a run play to run the clock down is the first 30 seconds of the last minute. So by calling that run play there, you go through that whole time. Now here, the clock will stop every single play. So a stop here by the Zappers is still possible, and possibly getting the ball back and maybe one more chance here. So although it says 30 seconds, this is actually probably 5 or 6 more plays.
And this is the big challenge here for the Zappers because they need to manufacture a way to get the football back. But as long as the Stars are able to hang on to it, they can't even activate any of the comeback rules or anything else that would allow them to extend this game. Galloway, he's in no hurry. Will get a couple of yards and taken down there by Becker.
It should have been Stars fans. I was just going to tell you, Degon said the clock stops after every time. Right here, you see they give the ball to Galloway. He gets downfield, and then he has another about 5 yards. So now they're back in a situation when it's 3 and 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 4, and they still have all the way into 4th down. You still can run the ball in these type of situations because the clock's going to stop, and you still have 2 more downs. So you don't have to just throw the ball or do what Degon says if you don't want to.
All right, thanks, Shays. I was going to say.
Just to recap, Shazier thinks ignore Degon.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, look what they do.
I mean, you can pass it too. All right, we're going with another run to the right here. You got 2 super backs here. Here comes Ballard.
It'll go to Ballard, and he is met in a hurry in the backfield. It was Stephen White again, well-traveled at a Middle Tennessee State University.
They get a ball to Ballard, but the linebackers and the safety just shot the gap because they understood what the situation was going to happen. Collins and White are right here in the backfield, and they understand, hey, it's the end of the game. They're going to run the ball. Let's get this over with, and that's exactly what they did. They made sure they stopped them, and now it's 4th and 6, and it allows the should have been Stars a better opportunity.
Stars still sitting on that progressive 5th down. They can extend this drive here if they don't convert on this 4th and 6 right now.
Yeah, and the other thing here is that we just called 2 plays at the 30-second mark, and it's been 8 seconds. Each play was about 4 seconds here, so if you're the Stars, you could honestly pass here. You would take off more time because that play would take more time to develop. But again, we've got the progressive 5th down, and the Zappers defense holding here. This situation is coming to fruition here. Tony Disco the call.
It seems like everybody listens to you.
Jarman able to hang on to that snap. In trouble now. Gets rid of it on the run, on the back foot to the end zone. Touchdown. Should have been Stars will leave, no doubt. More Jacoby Herring.
See, that's what happens when you listen to Degon. Listen to Degon, man.
All right, thank you, Shays. Thank you, Shays.
He's the
great one to said it.
He's the expert, man.
It takes more time off the clock.
22 yards, Jarman to Herring. 2nd time they have teamed up for a touchdown reception in this one. And that'll put this well in favor of the Stars. But honestly, with the way the FCF works, it was almost beneficial to the Zappers for the Stars to score, because now the Zappers will eventually get the ball back. They can try and score and then activate those comeback rules.
Jarman does a good job of avoiding the pressure, throws it off his back foot, but just puts enough air underneath the ball that Steger couldn't get there, and his guy Steger is sitting right there in the end zone for the touchdown.
And part of that is because the initial read that Jarman had fell down. That's why you see him kind of like pump and then backpedal and then find his man deep downfield. So honestly, a great play by Slade Jarman, as well as look how much time came off the clock in this play specifically. It was 8 seconds for the first 2 plays that were both runs, and then 7 seconds by itself on this pass play. Also leads to a touchdown. Huge play here by Should Have Been Stars. Great job, play callers.
I think we have like a 5-inch height advantage right here.
That one knocked away. Last second there, Zappers defending. Samuel Brown there working against Shetler. And so now the football back to the Zappers here with 15 seconds left in the second half. And Degon, you were just hitting on it. How much could you possibly accomplish in 15 seconds here in the FCF? Quite a bit.
Yeah, definitely on the run plays. But again, it's not about just getting the plays in. You got to get downfield. So you could see maybe three plays here by the Zappers that are passes. We'll see what happens.
Keep in mind, because Slade Jarman was the winning quarterback in Wednesday's man-up challenge, he does carry in a do-over in the man-up. Should have been Stars didn't convert, waiting for results of a vote that would allow the Stars to run it back. And that's the benefit of what transpires on Wednesday nights. Either the QB receiver duo wins or the defensive player wins, and you carry that do-over with you as a potentially drafted player into that Saturday.
The fans have voted to have a retry power play for 2 points.
So that's only because Jarman was the winning quarterback on Wednesday night. He carries in that do-over, and they'll get a chance to do it again here.
Greg, one thing I just noticed, it should have been Stars. They kind of play similar to their owner. They're very aggressive. Austin Eckler and the Chargers are very aggressive in how they handle things. And I see that the should have been Stars are doing the same type of aggressive play calling and aggressive, hey, let's win this game right now type of situation.
They bring on Galloway now for this second opportunity. And a miscommunication there. Galloway went one way, Jarman goes the other. And so 2 times the Zappers hold strong on defense, and now they'll have the football back, trailing 20-6 with 15 seconds left.
Yeah, great job there by heavy hitter Mike Lee. Playing some defense, showing off he's got some coverage skill set after that pick that hit him earlier, but that's all right. He stops the extra point here, and now the Zappers with the opportunity. They have their 2 power-ups. They've got the man advantage and the 5th down. The issue is the time. 15 seconds left. It takes about 5 to 6 seconds for a pass play to develop. And as you said earlier, Shays, the quarterbacks for the Zappers need to give more time for these plays to develop.
Like we said before, they need the time to develop, but they also...
It's under vote by the fans.
Fans deciding here if they want to go for the power play seems like an obvious call that would give them the 7-on-6 advantage on offense.
Right now, you definitely need a 7-on-6 advantage because you're down 14 points, and then if you score right now, then you have another opportunity to be able to create yourself a long situation to be able to score a touchdown. But then also, once you score that touchdown, you have the opportunity to put the comeback rules in effect and then come right back down immediately. So if you use this power play now, it allows you to try to get something quick.
Yep.
The fans have voted to have a power play where the defense will remove 1 player from the field of play for 1 series, a touchdown, or a turnover.
This is why you hang on to these things, to deploy them late like this. And it sets things up for the Zappers, who have got to go downfield in a hurry here to try and get one back. And then, as Ryan talked about, activate that comeback rule and try and do it again.
To be fair, I would have tried to activate it earlier when you see, kind of the struggles you had to start it up. But, let's see if the Zappers can make something happen here, 7v6.
Okay, Zappers now looking downfield, in trouble. And they'll take it on the run. And Horton's still moving to the 20, to the 15, and he is drilled from behind down at the 10 with just 3 seconds left. So a lot of time came off the clock there for Laquan Horton with just 3 seconds left, and might be out of time here. They could get 1 score, but likely not enough time to get the second.
Horton looks downfield. He's trying to make something happen, but he understands, hey, now I have to use my legs. This is the thing that you don't understand, but you have to start to understand as a quarterback, you have to get rid of the ball fast. So even if he wasn't able to score then, he should have got rid of the ball really quick to make sure that he can have another opportunity so he doesn't burn off 8 seconds of clock.
Yeah, great run. Great run for the stats, but you needed 2 touchdowns. Now maybe you get 1 here.
So here's a 1st and 10 on the 11, likely last play. Horton steps up, throws to the end zone, up for grabs, hauled in! Terrell Owens, his first catch in fan-controlled football history and his first touchdown. It'll come a little too late, but it's what the Zappers fans were looking for.
We got exactly what we was waiting for, but it was not at the right time. We end up getting Terrell Owens a touchdown with 0 seconds on the clock. You see Horton, he steps up in the pocket and puts great touch on it, and then understands he has a great jump ball receiver, and that's exactly what he does. Terrell Owens gets separation, and then now catches it at the highest point.
And that was good coverage there by Julian Charles there. But highest point, picks it off. Prototype 81 gets himself 6 for the first time here in the FCF.
Well, not since December 5th, 2010 against the New Orleans Saints. T.O. with a grab from Carson Palmer, his last touchdown in a professional football game, and comes up with the grab. Perhaps something to build on for the Zappers. They come up short in this one. Should have been Stars, win it 20-12. Targeted quite a few times. Starting quarterback Danny Southwick just couldn't get in gear. 1 for 13. Horton comes on with a touchdown pass. That's all for us in this one. Coming back shortly with our final game of the night. But for Lace Larrabee, Degon, Ryan Chazier, Greg Meskel saying hang tight. We're back with more FCF after this break.